He's called King Ezekiel. Yeah, King Ezekiel. And, he does his own thing. See?
What does that mean?
Hey guys, Kiwi here. Today I wanted to give my opinions and predictions on episode 702 of The Walking Dead: The Well. So, season 7 episode 2 is going to have the introduction of the kingdom, as I'm sure most of you are aware, along with Negan visiting Alexandria. I assume that it'll be cutting back and forth between the two periodically throughout the episode. If this is the case, I am personally thankful that it isn't just a Kingdom Bottle episode. Ever since season 7 trailers, I've been accepting the fact that there was probably going to be a Kingdom Introduction Bottle episode solely based around that. And I mean, I'm really excited for the Kingdom, don't get me wrong, it's just that it'll be more refreshing to switch between Alexandria and the Kingdom since we haven't even seen Alexandria yet this season. So first there's the Kingdom. In the preview we get from The Talking Dead, we see Morgan pushing Carol around in the wheelchair. This was also uploaded to the AMC YouTube, I'm pretty sure. But I'm personally excited as crap to see Ezekiel and his pet tiger, along with Carol's reaction to this. Seems like Morgan has always been accustomed to it. Speaking of which, Carol is questioning him about the community. She wants to know what the kingdom knows about them, if they know about Alexandria, and what the deal is. Morgan proceeds to inform her that the kingdom's been helping her heal, so Morgan's been helping them in return. As Morgan says, they saw what the Savior did to her and what Morgan did to the Savior. They got stood up, she found trouble, and he found her. That's all they know. Morgan actually reveals that he's taking Carol to see the leader of this place, who's King Ezekiel. I think it's pretty funny how he tells her that he does his own thing, and Carol questions what he means by this as they enter the theater. This is the same theater with all the chairs that we've seen Carol in talking to Ezekiel in the previous Season 7 trailers. Carol will soon find out that Ezekiel doing his own thing means that he completely roleplays as a king, sounding like something straight out of Macbeth. Comic book readers are all too familiar with this, and I'm excited to see how much of it they'll adapt into the show. Moving on to Alexandria and the aftermath of last episode. Now, something that I'm looking forward to, and I really want it to happen, Rick is seen breaking the bad news to the Alexandrians, giving another speech in the same place he did last season. This will mirror the speech that he gave right before they went to the compound, talking about how they needed to do this, how confident he was, and this is going to truly be heartbreaking for all the Alexandrians that stayed behind, along with Rick himself, because he's going to have to say that Negan is in charge now, forcing everyone, or at least trying to get them to understand and agree, just like he had to in the prior episode. Now, I'm assuming that things are going to go down pretty much the same as they do in the comics here. Rick is going to pretend that he bows down to Negan and completely submits, lying to all of his followers and even his loved ones like Carl and Michonne. Although it is unsure how strict and loyal Rick will be regarding to Negan's rules, I think that they'll even try to fool the audience into believing that Rick has completely fallen in line. It will be a popular topic of discussion, at least I hope, on whether or not Rick is faking it, and if so, how much and to what degree. This should continue into the next few episodes, and I'm wondering how long it will take for them to start giving the viewers subtle implications that Rick really wants to kick Negan's ass. Negan is seen knocking on the gates of Alexandria as he visits it personally. In the comics, Rick was actually out at the kingdom when Negan first arrives, so he isn't there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but in one of the previews, I believe Rick is actually there when Negan arrives. It shows him looking at the gate, or at least with everyone else, and unless they're trying to trick us here, I'm pretty sure Rick is going to be here when Negan shows up. There's a certain something that happens in issue 111 of the comics that I'm not going to spoil here, but it happens, I want to say partially because, or it happens during the time that Rick isn't at Alexandria, and so I'm not sure if that's going to happen, and if it does, they'll probably foreshadow it at first, and then it won't happen until episode 4 or 5, so once again, we'll have to wait and see. Alright, time to talk about Daryl. He's been taken in Negan's group, widely known as the Saviors, so hopefully we get to see the Sanctuary this episode as well, as we see Dwight showing Daryl some people who are in jumpsuits with the letters on them doing some sort of task. So, will Daryl just become a simple prisoner and get his own jumpsuit as well? Also, how closely will this relate to Carl and Negan in the comics? Daryl could completely take Carl's place, but slightly modified considering Daryl is older and gets taken by force. I'd like to see Carl be a badass like in the comics, so I haven't lost hope for him to do something awesome yet. Negan comes to Alexandria so Carl could still sneak in somehow and cause some damage. I assume Daryl gets left at the sanctuary while Negan does this, as it wouldn't serve him much purpose bringing Daryl along with him if he's just a prisoner. Dwight ends up adventuring off as well for one reason or another, as Jesus is seen following him around. We see Jesus supposedly throw the walker off the highway at him, as it happens in the comics. He is also seen jumping in the back of the truck. But whose truck is it? Is Jesus tracking Dwight back to the sanctuary? Is it part of Rick's secret plan? Just a little bit more on Dwight though. We'll also eventually learn the complications between him and his girl along with their past. I don't know if it'll be in this episode or the next. We see clips of it, but I'm unsure. Personally, I thought that they would be splitting up the episodes into more exclusive bottle episodes, where one episode is strictly the Kingdom, and the other one is strictly Sanctuary. I didn't know if it was going to be episode 2 or 3, or what the deal is, but I assumed they were going to be on their own, and we'll have to wait and see how much screen time they balance per group if they are both in fact going to be in the same episode, as this is a larger world now, and we'll be switching back and forth between communities more often, hopefully getting different perspectives from different people with different groups. If you guys missed my review or initial reactions for the Season 7 premiere, feel free to check them out, as I'm sure you guys know that that episode was incredibly important and traumatizing. I'd really appreciate a like on the video if you've enjoyed anything I've said this far, but that's pretty much it guys. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.